Hi Ray, I'll just go through a video as I go through your changes and point out tweaks moving forward. So here we go. The first thing that I can see is I don't want to trigger these, the gap between the marker and the tooltip. Can we close it up by say half? Maybe a little bit more than half, so more towards the blue marker. The text that's in the tooltip, can we just widen the tooltip enough so that the word try comes up onto the next line? Once that happens, the tooltip obviously wouldn't be as high. Yeah, but if we can get all that onto 2 lines, that would be good. So I'll just hover over this marker now. Click on it. Okay, yeah, that's great. Alright, click image to go to this page. Perfect. Oh, I see. So the tooltip is still there, but it's... Oh, I see. Let me think about this for a second. Sorry, I didn't quite explain it properly, so I've had a quick think about it. So the tooltip that is there, once you mouse over any of these blue markers, the tooltip disappears when the pop-up comes up. Subsequently, if you roll off the tooltip, if you roll off the pop-up so that it disappears, this tooltip should reappear. So it would be there to begin with, and then when you roll over, it disappears as it just did. But then coming off the pop-up, that's another issue. So coming off the marker up like that should make the pop-up disappear. But once the pop-up disappears, the green tooltip should reanimate back in. To repeat that other instruction one more time, from here, being on the blue marker, if I come back onto the map, that pop-up should disappear. Next, with these grey markers, we've got a half-second delay on them at the moment. Can we make that a 0.2 of a second delay? I just want them coming in a little bit faster, but still when people move over them, they don't get triggered. So if 0.2 is too fast and just doing that triggers them, then increase it to 0.3. But I want them to come in as fast as possible, but I don't want them triggered as people just swipe across them. But at the moment, just a little bit too long. People might quickly do that and then move away and think, oh, well, they don't do anything. So, yeah, 0.2 would be good. The next issue is that the grey markers seem to have a little bit of a halo around them. If I go to just the next one there, it doesn't activate the next grey marker, whereas that one does. And then come back to this one. There seems to be a halo around the grey markers, so if that could be looked at, that would be great. Sorry, just to go back to a point that I made earlier, maybe I didn't make it entirely clear. So when this tooltip here disappears and then the pop-up comes up, and then I mouse off it and then that tooltip comes back again. It doesn't come back again once somebody has clicked on the image and gone to the page, that is when that tooltip finally disappears from the user's view via caching methods. So it's a way of continually, so if the tooltip was there and they quickly mouse on this, but they don't click on the image, they haven't fulfilled this, what I want them to do here. So really, once they mouse away, this tooltip needs to come back and tell them, look, come back to the blue marker and do this action. So that's kind of why I'm structuring it the way that I am. That's what the goal is. It was probably obvious, but I just thought I'd say that anyway. The next point, so this toolbar here, can we narrow it so that it's still got a little bit of space around the click here, maybe just a little bit more than what is above and below on either side. Doesn't need to be as wide. And can we just bring the whole tooltip down just a little bit, just so there's a little bit of space in between zoom in and the arrow. The font here, I like that font. I like it in caps without bolding. So for the original tooltip that came up here, can we unbold that text? Unbolding that text may help with the size, of the text so that it fits within the original tooltip anyway. So yeah, I'll just leave that with you. Okay, moving on to zooming in. I did say in the text brief that I'm giving you to unbold all of this text. I think that would be fine. So I've just had a look. I'm really sorry, Ray. I'm going to change my mind again. Seeing these side by side, I think that bold does work better than unbold. So can we bold all tooltip text? On top of that, this tooltip here should disappear as soon as somebody mouses over the star markers. And the tooltip be widened on this one so that the text is on 2 lines. And I've provided new copy for this tooltip. So perhaps maybe not on 2 lines, but whatever the new copy is that I put in here, can we just make sure that we don't get little leftovers like this? So happy for you to widen and narrow the tooltip so that the copy fits in the best way possible. Okay, so I'll just mouse over this and see. So yeah, obviously that disappearing, and then this one appearing with bold. Click again for walking tracks and more. You probably need to widen the tooltip just a little bit to accommodate the bolding of the text. Just moving this down as well as like the other click here. So I won't write those instructions in the written brief. They just, all those changes apply again. So click again for walking tracks and more. Yep, so I'll click that. And I believe I briefed in for here we need a new tooltip which says zoom back out. Let me just find out what I said. When user zooms right in on the satellite marker, add tooltip, click here to zoom back out. If we could get that on here, and obviously when people click zoom out, that tooltip is cancelled. If they just start minus, plus, or whatever, and then they come back to this marker, I want it to stay until they've actually completed this zoom out action. So lots of little tweaks there, Ray. I'll leave you with those, and thank you for all your efforts. Thank you so much.